Hello everyone, I'm welcoming you at CosmoEnergy Circle number 8. It is a wonderful sunny Sunday today and I hope you are feeling great. Today we are going to talk about egregores again. As you understand, these are almighty energy substances with a astral nature that are following us and connecting us with this reality that we are living now as humans. And figuring out the relationships with egregor would be a big step towards awakening. And as we are a species on this planet looking forward to awakening and self-realization, it will be a great recognition and understanding how we can be free and friendly with the species, with other species and entities that are the basement of our self-realization, as a basement of a human life on a planet Earth. So I'm welcoming you to this new step of your awakening. And today's presentation and talk is about building a conscious approach to energy exchange with egregores. So I want to go with you through some steps of awakening and recognition and realization process, so you understand the importance of building these conscious relationships with the entities called egregores, and actually realize how important it is to build these relationships. Otherwise, we think that we are getting stuck, or we are getting frustrated, or something is not going the way it should be going. But what can we do on the path in this awakening process? So as you know, as all of you know, self-realization is one of the key steps, right? So it is when you finding a God within you and finding your God-like qualities and finding out the nature of God within you. And then you go to the next step, which is a recognition what you are not. As you know, we are not our bodies, thoughts, feelings, we are not our behavior and everything that produce a product of our mental level, right? So we are also not our values. And egregores are bringing a lot of that. And we are also, what we also need to recognize that a human is a set of automatic reactions, right? We are not controlling our physical reactions. We are not controlling our breath. We don't control our heartbeat. We don't control consciously our genetics as well as karma. At least we cannot control one of 3 levels, types of karma, which is which we already earned and need to fulfill in this life. And as soon as we are breaking through the conditionality and causality of these karmic relationships, and also these ties that are created by egregores in our life, we are creating a quantum leap of evolution. Our consciousness creating a quantum leap, and we gaining much more freedom. We are waking up to bliss, being consciousness and bliss, or in other sources, truth consciousness bliss, which is Sat Chit Ananda in Sanskrit. And the work that we are doing right now, building these conscious relationships with egregores, is a huge step toward your being consciousness and bliss. Why? So I want to talk about with you why it is. So in front of you, you see 2 slides. And it is about the recognition process. Recognition process can be divided to a mental and conceptual recognition. When you just know, okay, yes, I understand that I am a God. I like it. But nothing really changes, because as far as you know it, Nothing changes until you start to make it experiential. So experiential recognition is about knowing yourself as a God. And then this is a step when everything starts changing, because we are conceptually, we know many different things, and we know almost everything, and we're giving advices to many people, but experientially we probably don't use 99.9% of our knowledge. That's why it keeps being like in waves. We're still giving up a lot of psychic energy, and because we are not getting into experience of being consciousness and bliss often. So how do we bridge the gap between mental and experiential recognition? First of all, we need to have an unflinching intention to break through the concepts, right? Because mental and conceptual recognition gives you a lot of concepts. What you have to do, what you shouldn't be doing, how you communicate, what you should experience, what you should feel, what you shouldn't. And then when you're free from the concepts of behavior, of thought, of many other things, you becoming free, joyful, and blissful. Because when you release the responsibility of caring dear somebody else's opinion on how you should look like or what you should be doing, you became free, joyful, and blissful. And also, you become to differentiate your true individuality, God-like individuality, which is the manifestation of God through you, through your physical form. And this realization makes you free from fake identities, which are given abundantly by egregores, right? Experiential. What are those experiential actions on the path of self-realization? We need to consider that there is two parts of duality, of oneness, which is also matter, consciousness, and the matter itself, energy and the matter, right? That's why we are going through three planes of realization, which is mental, physical, and spiritual. We talked about this last time on a previous class when we went to one by one, steps by steps, how to realize and deal with the egregores on all these planes. But today we're going to more details on how we manage the relationships on and going through self-realization on all these three planes. So on the mental plane, the mental action that you can create on a path to self-realization, it's a recognition of patterns. If we're taking the context of what we are talking about, and this is egregores, we need to realize what egregores do I belong. I gave you last time I gave you the list of 7 main egregores that we are hooked up on being humans, and they are family, relationships, medicine, education, job, and some others. And the biggest egregor is a humanity. We are humans, right? So, and all of those are impacting you in a certain way. And of course, there is a tons of sub-egregors that we are into, like hobbies and belonging to some club, etc., and so on. So, physical action that are leading us on the path to self-realization is changing those patterns that we inherited from the egregores and from the relationship with their representatives. So, and this is the path of changing the biochemistry of your brain, because as we talked also about that on the previous sessions, our brain have been created the way it is and formed completely the way it is 50,000 years ago. And definitely in order to change the biochemistry, we need to create the different action. Otherwise, we will keep being who we are, and we will keep suffering because of the reasons that we can consider we must suffer, etc., and so on. And the spiritual action, one of the most important on a path to self-realization, it is actually the change of life, right? When you become a self-realized godlike human, that human that is radiant in your own uniqueness, that when you have a lot of creativity, it's freedom-based, you're free of any conditionalities, you're free of fear, obligation, and guilt, and you're free of most of the types of karma